back, everybody. Welcome back to Gorillawire.com. I'm Axel Alfalla.
And I'm Phoenix Young.
And now for today's headlines. All right, that's pretty good.
Well, first off, we're going to discuss some home remedies that we can use to take care of some ailments that we may face day to day. Now, the first one we're going to talk about is motion sickness. Now, do you ever get motion sick, Axel?
Actually, I do get motion sicknesses. I'm glad that you brought that up. I get it usually when I'm in a car and I haven't eaten enough or...
I get motion sickness. I'm kind of the opposite. I get it when I've eaten something and then get into the car. But not just... I mean, if I'm in the front riding like shotgun, then it's fine. Or if I'm driving, that's fine. But I tend to get a lot of motion sickness when I'm sitting in the back seat. Which is kind of weird, don't you think?
No, actually, it's not weird, Liz, because what happens is...
Is that common?
Yeah, that actually is more common to get motion sickness in the back of the car. You don't feel the car being propelled up from the front because the motor or the engine of the car is in the front versus in the back. So that's why in the back the car goes up a lot more.
Oh, I see.
And that's why when you're sitting back you get that uplift.
Plus it's slightly a little bit more claustrophobic because you're kind of like squished in the back. So, I mean, especially with my car because it's such a small, economy size car that you're just like you have like this much of legroom. It's like almost like being on a plane.
Yeah, so that's why if you do get car sickness, you definitely would be better sitting in the front than versus in the back.
Absolutely. It's always cooler to ride shotgun anyway. That's the prime seating there.
Well, to me, it's better to
first
drive.
Class.
Actually, I feel like we're driving right now. Like both of us we have like this in the background. So driving around. But all right, so what is the remedy, Phoenix?
Okay, the remedy is ginger. You can cut it up, slice it, cut off a piece, boil it, and make a tea out of it. Or you can, what I usually carry are like ginger mints or ginger Altoids. They have ginger flavored mints. That works fine just for me. I mean, that works well for me. And also they have ginger candy that you can get from various Asian stores. They come in a bag.
Well, you can never go wrong with that. Yep. Any particular brand names? Well, actually, let's keep it generic. No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, I mean, I personally like the new Altoids ginger flavor candy that they have out. That works for me. Plus, they just have regular ginger hard candy at any store. You can just get the...
Or can you just actually eat the ginger root? Like, just buy ginger, cutting ginger from the store and
cut
take
it
that
up.
and just,
you
like,
can,
on it or something?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You can just cut it up and, put it in some boiling water. But, when you're sitting on the bus or coming home and you're getting, like, motion sickness, of course you can't boil tea at that moment, obviously. So just carry around candy. That's really the best thing. The next remedy is concerning bad breath.
Oh, boy. Wow, thank you. Thank you for that.
How does that smell? What is the remedy for halitosis?
What is the remedy for halitosis? I don't know. What is it? Tell me.
Okay, well, it says here that, first of all, you should avoid sugar. Sugar is very bad for you. I mean, not just health-wise, but, I mean, it feeds odor-causing bacteria to grow, like, on the back of your tongue. And, that's why a lot of people say brush the back of your tongue as well, and, when you're brushing your teeth so you can get rid of them. So it actually helps the bacteria to multiply and to spread, so, not to just avoid wheat, avoid white flour foods, and sugar, because that'll make it worse.
Son of a gun. I like sugar and caffeine.
I know, and carbs. My favorite.
I like sugar and caffeine. Yeah. So you're supposed to avoid sugar?
Yes.
Carbs?
Yes.
And was there something else?
Carbs, yeah. Anything with white flour. They said avoid wheat. Avoid, so candy, soda, anything, all that. That's all out.
So basically all the good stuff. Then.
Right, exactly.
Avoid all the good stuff.
Right, no chocolate, no... So the next ailment that we're going to talk about is toenail fungus. Ooh. When you have toenail fungus, the home remedy would be to use Vicks Vapor Rub. A lot of people on Yahoo Health have stated that it had worked for them and it was actually effective. So just rub that onto the fungus area. So the next one is headache. Who gets a lot of headaches? I know I do.
I do too. I get these big migraines like just
migraines
throbbing right here.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Gorillawire.
Yeah, I definitely get these pounding headaches sometimes.
Yeah, totally. Me too.
So what do you do when you get these throbbing, these throbbing headaches?
I know they're just a pain,
Yeah. So what does one do to remove them?
Well, first off, avoid anything. Again, sugar is a big culprit. Do not take sugary foods as they trigger headaches. Any artificial sweeteners or aspartame. Don't take any of that stuff. What is that called? Sweet and Low.
Yeah.
And Splenda. Those things. Stay
Right.
away. No food list. So basically, or a home remedy is to chew on a pencil. What's up, Doc?
Really, a home remedy is to chew on a pencil when you get a headache. That's
Yahoo Health.
wow.
Don't ask me. But I'm going to try it next time.
And
Saves money on Advil. Tylenol.
All right. I guess maybe I'll try.
I mean, I heard that.
But when you chew on the pencil, you get those like fibers, those pieces of wood, in your mouth. I don't know if
it'll
that's,
come out the other end.
That's.
Nature will take its course.
I don't know if that's the best home remedy to do. Is to chew on a pencil. Yeah.
It is very convenient.
I'm just saying a disclaimer right now is we're not doctors.
By far.
I just want to say a disclaimer that this story is deriving from YahooHealth.com, and so we're just reading off of what they stated.
Totally, it's just not from our personal experiences at all. I mean, but I would chew on a pencil the next time I have a headache. So if you all want to try that with me, then we can write a whole blog about it.
And I don't recommend that, but to each their own. Consult with your doctor because
or your dentist.
Or your dentist, yes.
Yeah. Don't chew on the eraser part.
Before you do any of these things that we're saying, again, consult with your doctor.
Right. And we are not responsible for any sicknesses, sudden deaths, or any injuries.
Yeah. So we're just saying this disclaimer right now.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about Barbies.
Oh.
When I was a kid, I was a little tomboyish, I must admit. I didn't have much Barbie dolls. I think,
I find that kind of hard to believe, you being a tomboyish, the way you dress and stuff.
The way I dress?
No, I'm just kidding. So wait, so you used to be like a tomboy or something like that when you were young? I mean, not to say that you're not young right now. I mean, I'm just digging myself a deeper hole. No, what I'm trying to say. Well, anyway, finish what you were saying.
So I've never really had much Barbie dolls. First of all, I don't think I grew up. Not even middle class. So I basically. Well, I'm sure my parents could have afforded Barbie dolls, but I just never got any. It's like I didn't play with dolls. I just, played outside with the kids. I didn't play with dolls. But I found this interesting because they said if a Barbie doll were, let's say that she all of a sudden turned into a human being, with the current measurements that the doll has, check this out. She would be 5'9". That's pretty tall. She would have
That's an inch taller than me.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I'm 5'8", so I'd be like this.
Yeah. I mean, there's actually a photo of her on Gorillawire.com.
Absolutely.
And you can check out the mannequin that they have showing the measurements if she were to be a real life-size person. So, anyway, she would be 5'9". Her bust would be 39 inches. Yeah, right.
Bust would be 39 inches? What do you mean?
That's pretty big. She's got like Pamela Anderson size.
You mean bust like bust? Like
bust.
Breast?
Bust.
39 inches. What bra size is that?
I have no idea.
39 inches.
I don't think,
You know what that is.
Don't ask me.
So I'm assuming that's like a C or D cup or something.
Yeah, she looks like a double D to me.
Wait, 39? Yes, that's like a D cup or something?
He's really
I'm just trying to get the facts here and the specifics.
Yeah, well, I don't know too much about the bust size, but I can tell you that she has an 18-inch waist. Come on, who has that? Unless you're...
I don't even have that. I have a 32 waist inch.
Well, that's good to know. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be your friend if you had an 18-inch waist.
I'm just... Yeah, 18-inch. Jesus.
33-inch hips. Now, that's ideal, right? 33 inches, nice and curvy. Beyonce or J-Lo.
I guess.
Speechless.
I don't even know how to remark to something like that.
No, it's okay. I envied Barbie too.
Okay. All right. So.
And check this out. Her shoe size would be a 3.
Well, that's like a small foot.
Yeah.
I'm like an 8.5.
So deformed.
I'm
a
like
7.
An 8.5.
I'm only 5'1" and a half. Rounded up to 5'1" now.
Well, women usually have smaller feet than men. You know.
That's true. You know, they said she would also be 110 pounds. Now, 5'9" and 110 pounds, they said, you know, calculating her BMI and whatever, they said that calculating her BMI would put her in the category of anorexia. So,
well, that's not surprising.
Yeah, not
that's
surprising
probably,
at all. So, you know, no wonder, like, all girls, you know, grow up all messed up in the head, you know, as far as image and, you know, it's just too much focus on image and the outward appearance, wouldn't you say?
Unfortunately, that's how the girls are today in the United States. It's all about image. You know, they're fed all this propaganda when they're growing up, from when they're toddlers to teenagers.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think Barbie has anything to do with, you know, their self-esteem issues, because she's just a doll. I mean, but that's my opinion.
Well, you know? Well, even though it's just a doll, it's something that they look up to in a certain way, because it's a doll that they play with. So they're emulating that, you know, this is me, or this is who I want to be, you know, as they're playing with the Barbie doll. It's just like when kids play with G.I. Joe, you know, like they're envisioning themselves.
You're putting yourself into, you know, Barbie land in your imagination.
Exactly. Sure.
So, you know, you become the doll in your head.
And Barbie could be, I mean, don't hold me to this, could be the catalyst to some people becoming anorexic. I mean, it could very well be. I mean that's just my hypothesis to it.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, there's no proof, but it could be.
That's my theory. Okay.
Well, check out the picture on Gorillawire.com for the photograph of the real life-size Barbie doll. By the way, there's 2 Barbies sold every second in the United States.
Well, again, it's not surprising. I mean, practically every girl gets a Barbie doll. I mean, it's just like every boy gets, like, you know, like a Tonka truck or a Transformer or a G.I. Joe or a wrestler or something like that, or a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
You know, but with the girl, it's definitely a given is a Barbie. You know, a boys they have more diversified toys more than girls.
No, I think we have a large selection to choose from. We have Cabbage Patch Kids, My Little Pony, Hello Kitty. What are you talking about? Get out of here.
Yeah, but in almost every house, there's guaranteed a Barbie doll.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to deny that. Yeah, that's true.
But no, I mean, see, with boys, they have so much diversity with other toys. Not every boy's going to have a G.I. Joe. I mean, maybe a few years ago, but not so much today. But with the girl, it's primarily a Barbie. You know, Barbie is queen of the toy market for girls.
Cheers.
And G.I. Joe used to be king of
back in the 80s.
For boys.
Me and I, when you and I grew up.
Back in the 80s, G.I. Joe.
So how old does that make us?
That's besides the point.
Now,
Awesome.
For our next subject we'll be discussing is, are men turned off by tears when a woman cries in front of them? Is that true?
Well, I mean, some guys don't know how to react when a girl starts crying.
Well, it can be vice versa. Girls don't know how to react when a guy starts crying
in their head, you're like, oh man, I don't know what I should say, because I'll probably say something, you know, effed up. You know, I'll probably say something messed up, and it'll probably just make the situation worse. And maybe it's better I just don't say anything, and I just hug her, or maybe I should just walk away now. But
I mean,
it's like all these different scenarios go through the
no
guy's
doubt
mind, or you know,
no doubt it's uncomfortable. But the question is, I mean, does that turn you off? I mean, is it more like, does it? I mean,
well, it's definitely not
points?
A turn on. You know, it's like, wow, I'm really turned on right now that she's crying. All right. You know, it's it depends on the person. But I would say the majority of the people, the majority of the men would not be turned on by a woman crying. I mean, well, depending on the situation. But
well, I mean, of course, obviously, it's not the most happiest moment. You know, of course, it's going to be very awkward for the guy. But I mean, would that make you take off points? And would that make you want to see her less? How does that work?
No, when it take off points, I mean, it depends on the situation. It depends on the girl. You know, if this happening, you know, often that she's crying, you know, every day.
Oh, well, that's a different story. That's just being a crybaby.
Yeah,
you want to be around that.
You know, if it happens once in a while, you're like, all right, you know, I guess, yeah, but at that moment, you're not going to feel, you know, sexually turned on, you know, towards your woman, you know.
That's crying.
But so they did a survey on that or so. Like, what's the whole gist of that?
Well, I think most men feel awkward, like we mentioned, when a woman cries in front of them, and they just don't want to deal with it. Most men, I think, am I right? They don't like drama.
Well, nobody likes drama, girls or guys. Well, I guess the guys mostly don't like drama. I mean, they like to watch a good action movie. They like action, a good cat fight between two girls or something like that. But they don't want to experience it all in their own real life. Like, oh crap, my girl's nagging me about something. Like doing the dishes or going to some party that I don't want to go to.
What if she cried just because you didn't do her dishes or do the dishes?
Well, I mean, if she cried because you didn't do the dishes, you're like, oh man, I'm probably in the doghouse, or oh man, she stopped crying.
Would you dump her?
What can I do to make her stop crying? All right, let me wash these dishes.
What would
right
you
now.
do to make her stop crying?
Well, again, it depends on the situation.
Would you go to any extreme
individual
to get her to stop crying?
Well, I would obviously wash the dishes and talk about it. Like consult her.
Now, honey, this is not a reason to be crying. Do you understand me? You ever do that again?
All right, Liz. Enough of the flashbacks. Now, the study. Do you have the information where the study was, or?
Well, that was basically it. They said most men, a high percentage of them, found that they just would rather not be around a girl that's crying, or that the tears that come out of a girl, when she's going through this emotion, her emotions are up and down or what have you, is a turnoff, and they don't want to deal with it.
And again, if it happens often, obviously,
she's got issues. Take her to therapy.
The guy's going to start drifting away because no guy or most guys don't want to be in a relationship with a girl who keeps on having breakdowns or crying all the time. Because it's emotionally exhausting.
Very,
if it happens all the time. So and that's when the guys are going to probably start to wander. Looking at other women or something like that.
Who aren't crybabies.
Yeah. So I'm not saying to the women out there that you should never cry, but it's just like that old saying, like choose your battles. I guess that's.
So don't be too quick to tears in front of him. Just go into the bathroom, lock the door. What's wrong, baby? What's wrong? Oh, nothing. I want to cry right now.
It's obviously good to
express yourself.
Yeah, it's always good to express yourself.
In a very tactful way.
In a very tactful way, yes.
But never overdo it. And
don't overdo it all the time.
We don't.
You could overdo it, just don't do it overdo it all the time.
Right.
So you can find these stories at Gorillawire.com. And the titles of these stories are
Home Remedies to get rid of some home remedies for ailments. Do tears from a woman turn off a man? And if Barbie were real life, what exactly would she look like?
And that's going to do it for us for today. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning in to us, watching us joke around.
And until next time.
Making fools of ourselves.
And until next time, everybody.